For 1,000 years, the anatomy of a heist was the same. You needed a mask to hide your face, a weapon to create fear, and a crowbar to pry open a door. The goal was to take something by force. But the biggest heists today don't happen with a bang. They happen with a click. The weapon isn't steel. It's a sense of urgency whispered down a phone line. The mask isn't cloth. It's a fake IP address from a server halfway across the world. And the crowbar, well, the crowbar is a piece of software. They trick you into installing yourself. They don't have to break down your door anymore. They figured out it's much, much easier to just trick you into holding it wide open for them. A few months ago, one of these new age burglars walked right through my mother's digital front door. He just didn't count on me being on the other side, waiting to lock it behind him. If this is your first time here and you want to see exactly how you turn a scammer's own tools against him, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. This is a story you'll want to share. It started, as it so often does, with a phone call. My mom, let's call her Helen, is 74 years old. She's the kind of person who apologizes to telemarketers for not wanting to buy what they're selling. Her computer is her lifeline. It's how she sees pictures of her grandkids, plays online bridge with her friends from Florida, and emails me 15 times a day with links to cat videos and recipes for casserole I'll never make. So, when the phone rang and a man with a calm professional voice told her he was from Microsoft's cybersecurity mainframe division, she listened. He told her a terrifying story. "Mom," he said, "your IP address has been compromised. It's being used to send out thousands of malicious virus emails from a server in North Korea. We had to shut it down to protect the national grid." He had her install TeamViewer. You are literally handing over the keys to your entire digital life. Her mouse cursor started moving on its own. The scammer was now in control. He opened up a bunch of scary-looking black windows with flashing text. "Oh my," the scammer said, his voice laced with fake gravity. "It's worse than we thought. They've installed a Trojan rootkit that has bypassed your banking security. They are siphoning money from your account as we speak. We need to act now." His solution was to have her buy $10,000 worth of gift cards to secure her money. He even told her what to say if the cashier asked questions. So my mom, in a full-blown panic, did exactly what he said. She got home, and the man was still on the phone, waiting. He walked her through, scratching off the back of each card and reading the numbers to him, one by one. As soon as she read the last number, the scammer said, "Okay, ma'am, the funds are now secure. We will reformat your system and call you back in 24 hours. And then he hung up. The line went dead, and for the first time, in the silence of her kitchen, the devastating reality hit her. That's when she called me. I could barely understand her through the sobbing. "I think I've done something stupid," she said. "I think I've been scammed. I'm an IT security consultant." Hearing my own mother fall victim to the oldest trick in the book, the feeling wasn't anger. It was a cold, quiet, surgical rage. The scammer thought he was finished, but his work wasn't over. My work was just beginning. A noticeable shift in energy. The narrator leans forward, a glint in his eye. The hunt is on. The first thing I told my mom was, "Do not, under any circumstances, turn off or restart that computer. Don't touch it. I'm on my way." The scammer made his second critical mistake. He left the remote access software installed. He thought it was his back door. He was about to find out it was my trap. I got to her house and sat down at her computer. I dove into the TeamViewer log files. These logs record every connection, and most importantly, the IP address of the connecting machine. Of course, the scammer was using a VPN. His IP address in the logs pointed to a server in the Netherlands. A dead end, or was it? I kept scrolling through the logs, but then I saw it, a tiny anomaly. One single entry, just a few seconds long, from a completely different IP address. His VPN client must have blipped out for a second, and his computer automatically reconnected using its real IP address. He had tripped, and I had caught him. I ran the new IP address through a geolocation database. This one resolved to a provider in Kolkata, India. It was also flagged by a threat intelligence service as being associated with other tech support scam operations. I didn't have his street address, but I had the digital address of the very computer he used to rob my mother. The hunter now had the scent. I could have just reported it, but that wasn't enough. The scammer used my mom's trust and fear against her. I was going to use his greed and arrogance against him. He left his back door open. It was time to walk through it, but I was going to get him to invite me. I spent the next day setting up my snare. I registered a domain name, https www.google.com/search?globaltechpayouts.com. I built a simple one-page website with a login form for agent ID and password. Then I crafted an email from a fake manager at a fake company. Subject line, urgent, Q3, bonus payout and performance review. The email praised his performance and offered a $500 bonus in Bitcoin, telling him to log in to the secure agent portal to claim it. My fake website. Now, how to get it to him? I waited until he reconnected to my mom's computer to snoop around. While he was busy, I remotely opened the browser on her machine and pasted the link to my fake website. From his end, it would look like his client had randomly stumbled upon a scammer payout portal. He immediately closed the window on her machine, but I knew he'd copied the URL to investigate on his own. That's when my trap sprang. I had a script running on my website. The second his real IP address from Kolkata hit my server, I got an alert. A few minutes later, another alert. He had entered an agent ID and a password into the form and clicked submit. Bingo. I had his login credentials, and since low-level criminals practice terrible password security, I bet he reused it for everything. I fired up a remote desktop client. I plugged in his IP address, his username Rohan, and the password he had so kindly provided. Connection requested. Authenticating. Access granted. I was in. I was looking at his desktop. It was a digital pigsty. Folders labeled leads, scripts, victim payments, and right there, a text file named gift card codes-USA. I opened it. At the bottom was the block of codes from my mom, totaling exactly $10,000. He had used some of the funds to buy Bitcoin. His browser history led me straight to the crypto exchange he used. He was still logged in. I could see the balance from my mom's money sitting right there in his wallet. Taking the money back was the easy part. I initiated a transfer of that exact amount of Bitcoin to a new, clean wallet I had created. Within minutes, the $10,000 was out of his account and safely in mine. My mom was whole again, but I wasn't done. Getting the money back was just business. Now it was time for pest control. First, I downloaded everything, the spreadsheet with data on hundreds of victims, his personal photos, all of it. This was the evidence. Then I decided to redecorate. Wallpaper. I replaced his sports car wallpaper with a high-res photo of my mom, smiling, holding her cat. Music. I deleted his terrible techno music and replaced it with a 10-hour audio file of a cat purring. Entertainment. I wrote a script to rickroll him with "Never gonna give you up" every time he rebooted his computer. Lock screen. I accessed his webcam, took a snapshot of the empty chair in his grimy call center, and set it as his lock screen with the text, "We see you." Finally, it was time for the grand finale. I compiled all the evidence, his name, photos, location, and list of victims, into a neat package. I sent one copy to the cybercrime division of the Kolkata Police Department and another to a prominent scam baiter on YouTube who specializes in shutting down these operations. The last thing I did was start a full, secure erase disk wipe of his entire hard drive. But before it finished, I left one final text file on his desktop named a message for Rohan.txt. Inside, it said, "Rohan, the $10,000 you stole from Helen has been returned. We know who you are, where you work, and we have a list of every person you've ever scammed. That list has been sent to the authorities. You thought you were a shark swimming in an ocean of guppies, but sometimes even a guppy has a son who's a great white. Consider a career change. P.S. Your password is now my mom is awesome 123. Good luck logging in." Then I initiated the final wipe and severed the connection. I went back to my mom's house the next day. I didn't tell her the crazy details. I just told her I had been able to work with the bank and a fraud protection agency to recover the funds. I saw the relief wash over her face, and that was better than any other feeling. The real victory wasn't the money though. It was the knowledge that somewhere in Kolkata, a cocky young scammer sat down at his computer to discover his wallpaper was a picture of a sweet old lady with a cat. His speakers were blasting Rick Astley, and his entire criminal enterprise had been deleted and reported to the police. It was the knowledge that, for at least one day, the good guys won. The world is full of people trying to trick you into holding the door open for them. It's why we have to be vigilant. It's why we have to look out for each other, especially for the most vulnerable among us. If this story helped you learn what to look out for, or if you just enjoyed seeing a scammer get what he deserved, please hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone you care about. It could be your mom, your dad, your grandparents. In this digital age, awareness is the best security system you can have. Stay safe out there.